This Leica Rugby 640 is the only laser rod I'd take to a job site when I need speed, accuracy, and zero frustration, full stop. But let me explain why. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've used everything from cheap self-leveling rods to the old-school wooden ones, and the difference with this Leica is night and day. First off, the eye-level receiver is built right in, so you don't have to keep climbing up and down a ladder just to see if you're on grade. I set it once, lock the clamp, and walk the site, no more wasted trips. Second, the rod itself is fiberglass, so it's light enough to carry all day but stiff enough that it doesn't flex when you're screeding a floor. I've had cheaper rods bow under their own weight and throw off my readings. This one stays straight. Another thing that saves me time is the magnetic base. I can stick it to a steel beam, a rebar cage, or even the side of a dumpster if I need a quick reference point. I've used it to set out plumbing runs in a basement and then flipped it to a column for the next pour. No re-leveling, no fuss. The 640 also has a bright green laser that's visible even in direct sunlight, which is huge when you're working outside and the glare is brutal. I've had to squint at red lasers before and it's a headache. This one just pops. One feature I didn't expect to use as much as I do is the Bluetooth connection to the Leica Disto or the Leica Field software. I can shoot a distance from the rod to the laser and have the elevation pop up on my phone in seconds. That's cut my layout time in half on jobs where I'm setting multiple elevations. I also like that the rod has a built-in rechargeable battery that lasts a full shift on a single charge. No more fumbling with AA batteries mid-project. I've taken this rod to poured foundations, steel buildings, and even a tricky tilt-up panel job where I had to set heights on uneven ground. It handled all of it without skipping a beat. The only real downside I've found is the price. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than renting a high-end laser system for a week. And the weight, while light, still adds up if you're hauling it up a ladder all day. But honestly, the time I save on layout more than makes up for it. Link is below if you want to see the current price. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Leica Rugby 640 rotary laser level rod I-140 sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like practical day-to-day use and practical day-to-day use actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. What stands out about Leica Rugby 640 rotary laser level rod I-140 is how it seems positioned for buyers who want something practical, easy to understand, and worthwhile beyond the first impression. That usually matters more than flashy marketing because long-term satisfaction comes from how well the product fits your actual routine, priorities, and expectations once you start using it regularly. So the smart buying decision here is less about chasing every spec and more about deciding whether the core strengths line up with the things you will personally notice most from day to day. What stands out about Leica Rugby 640 rotary laser level rod I-140 is how it seems positioned for buyers who want something practical, easy to understand, and worthwhile beyond the first impression. That usually matters more than flashy marketing because long-term satisfaction comes from how well the product fits your actual routine, priorities, and expectations once you start using it regularly. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Leica Rugby 640 rotary laser level rod I-140 usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.